At the start of last week, I decided that my focus was going to be working on my digital recipe book with the intention to get it fully completed by the end of the week. But of course, our goal and project work does not happen in a vacuum. There are other life things that are going on that we have to take care of. And as the week progressed, that became very evident. Did I actually manage to get my digital recipe book done? We'll have to wait and see. Or you could just jump down into the description box and see if it's linked there. But in order to see how I got on, we're gonna have to go back to Monday morning. Good morning, happy Monday. Feeling very positive about getting back to doing exercise in the morning and getting my day started in a way that actually makes me get it started. As okay as outside is looking, there has been rain, and I don't really trust it not to start raining again if I go outside. So we're gonna do walking pad today. Plus, I think I'm also actually behind on some of the videos I wanted to watch, so it gives me a good opportunity to catch up. When it comes to my general morning routine in particular, I feel like Monday is the best established one because I know I have the Epic Goals work along first thing in terms of my work day. So that starts at 9, and I know that I want to get my laundry on at least an hour and a bit before that so that then it has time to go through the full wash cycle so I can put it into the dryer. I think that having those kind of like appointments with myself in the morning helps to incentivize me to get out of bed. And so now having this appointment of exercise, that has incentivized me to get out of bed. Or at least I'm feeling optimistic about it today, and I'm hoping that I also feel optimistic about it tomorrow. On the cards for today though, we will have vlog editing to do, but I am hoping to make some decent progress in other work areas as well, and have some goal time in the afternoon. Mainly because I want to officially get started on the recipe Notion space, which I already have for myself, but people have said that they want it for themselves as well. So getting it set up in such a way that that can be given to other people. Where did I put my shoes? Of course, this week I also want to kind of start making conscious efforts to get ahead on content, because right now I am on track. Like I don't have anything that is kind of really prepped in advance outside of one video. I have one video done for Vlogmas, so I'm one video ahead. By the end of this week, I would like to be at least half a week ahead, with a stretch being a full week ahead. So that would be at least 3 to 4 videos that I have already got scheduled for release that aren't releasing like that day or like Sunday when we come to the end of the week. Not that I do video releases on a Sunday, at least not my time. You can tell it's been a second since I've used the walking pad because this space is not set up to actually walk. I also think it would be good to do some batch filming days, in particular when Vogel's not around, just because, not to say that he's like a distraction or anything, but I don't love having to tell him to be quiet when I'm filming, so if he's just not here, I don't have to do that. He works in the office some days versus some days when he's not in the office. Today he is definitely not in the office. 1, because it's a Monday and he's never in the office on a Monday. And 2, because it is technically a public holiday. Not that I really acknowledge public holidays or remember that they're happening, because I just don't have any kind of like structures in my life that give me really clear reminders of those. But it's all good, no harm, no foul. For now though, we are turning that on, stepping on gently so that we don't do ourselves an injury. And it's time to put the telly on and get to walking. I ended up just watching some YouTube while I walked, had my breakfast, got myself ready for the day, and then it was into the office. The first port of call is going to be getting footage off my phone, which always seems to be a struggle nowadays. I'm not sure why, but my phone keeps on just like going, nope, can't possibly do this halfway through the file transfer. I'm like, dude, just make my life easier, please. Hopefully today it doesn't do it, or if it's going to, it only does it like once. I don't want to jinx it for future attempts, but it actually transferred the whole thing without any issues. I sincerely hope that this is my phone turning over a new leaf. I don't think it is, but I hope so. I only have a little over 4 hours of footage to edit, so let's get started. I actually managed to make pretty good time on my editing today. Typically it takes me about 45 minutes to edit one day, but this time around it took me about 30 to 40 minutes on average per day. It's probably related to the amount of footage I actually had, but still, not gonna stub my nose at it. What definitely made the editing a little more difficult though was the torrential downpour that happened, which made listening to the footage just a little bit more difficult. But I'm also kind of glad that this morning I decided to take an inside walk rather than an outdoor walk, because I was worried about that happening to me. Just gonna safeguard myself, because if my shoes get wet, I'm not gonna have a great time. Like today or tomorrow or probably even the next day. For now though, we are honoring the new lunch break. It is 1 p.m. I definitely forgot that I had changed when my lunch break was, but I think I'll probably prefer it being on the hour rather than the half hour moving forward, so no harm, no foul. For lunch today, we are having Snackle Plate, which I'm very much looking forward to, and then it'll be back to editing. That one has been edited, it is exporting, and in the meantime, I'm gonna sort out podcast things. That one's looking good, exporting now. I just need to go and make myself a thumbnail, and I still need to make the thumbnail for the vlog. I really do need to do better at planning thumbnail pictures before it comes to editing day, because at least if it's during the week that I'm filming for, I can like take a photo or film a piece of footage that can then be turned into a thumbnail or something. Despite having known this for many moons, she still doesn't do it. Well, she does it sometimes. She didn't do it this time. The weekly vlog and the podcast are now uploaded and scheduled for release, so we can check those ones off in the spreadsheet. That means that including today, we have 51 days of work remaining before the Korea trip and 63 pieces of content left to make. Well, 63 pieces of video content, because like, we have other stuff too. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I do want to prep the watch page for this week's live stream before I kind of sign off from work for the day, because the current time block I'm in, according to my schedule, is for goal work. And I do have some goal work that is not work or like not as work-esque as editing videos and such, that I would also like to undertake. That in particular being related to the digital recipe book. I really just need to make a thumbnail and then a watch page. It shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. We're gonna get this done in 15 minutes. Got it done with 1 minute to spare. There are 3 main tasks that I'd ideally like to get through today in terms of this goal work block, and I only really have 50-ish minutes left to do them. So one would be write myself a checklist of everything that needs to be done for the Notion recipe book in this journal. I do already have it in my goals journal, but I want to transfer it into here because this is where I'm going to be working out of for the most of the week. And then 2, I want to brainstorm potential views for the database. The database is essentially just where all the data is stored, like all the individual entries or recipes, and then the views are how those recipes are displayed. So for instance, you could have a view that is like a gallery with all of the pictures. You could have a view that is like just chicken meals or just beef meals. For instance, in my version, we have the all recipes view that just has all of the recipes in alphabetical order. We have a view that is just for quick recipes or ones that don't take very long, different views for each of the protein types, and also a view for like meal prep appropriate foods or ones that you can prepare in advance, as well as just a table of the recipes so that you can see all of them kind of like a list form. But those are the ones that are in particular helpful for me. I want to make sure that in making this kind of like clean version or pared down version, it's set up in such a way that the most people will find it the most useful. A lot of the views will probably stay the same, but I might want to add a couple extra. And then the third thing I want to do is make the base template for the new recipe book, because I think I can get all 3 of these done in 1 hour. Decent progress on that one. I'm feeling pretty good about where I've gotten to. I'm really just going through and deciding which recipes are going to stay in there versus the ones that are like just for my personal recipe book, because I'm not aiming to sell the recipes. That would be improper. I'm just selling the structure of how to store the recipes, and I want some in there as examples. So mainly it's going to be the ones that like Vogel and I have either made ourselves, or they're recipes that have been passed down to us or from family, friends, that kind of a thing. But I do want to highlight the functionality of like how to tag them with a URL or a book and the book pages and all that kind of thing. I'm going to press pause on working on that though and write myself a list of things that I need to get done tomorrow so that I can hit the ground running, be my super productive self, and then it's pretty much going to be time for dinner. Dinner was a very tasty lemon chicken, and we actually made enough so that we can also have it for dinner tomorrow night, because hey, if we don't have to cook and do dishes twice, then that's a win. For now though, my laundry is clean, so I'm going to put it away today, which is certainly not something I always do, but I think that it would be nice to not have to rummage through the bucket for the rest of the week trying to find things because all of my clothes are black. That really didn't take that long, which is always the case, and always a good reminder that I should just do it the day that the washing comes out of the dryer, because it doesn't take that long. For now though, it is creativity time, because in an attempt to reconnect with my creativity, that is what my Monday evenings are for. And this time around, I think I'm gonna get into my reading journal and do some reading blurbs, because I don't want to say behind, because I don't like to think of a hobby as something you can be behind in, but in terms of things that I could log in here, I have like 25 different pieces of media that I've consumed, whether they be books or TV shows or movies, and I'd like to record them while things are still fresh. For some of these, things are definitely not fresh anymore. My general style is that each piece of media gets either like a half page or a full page, depending on how in depth I want to be, and just a little bit of decoration around the outside and some general notes. First, I need to figure out which covers I need to print off on sticker paper though. And thankfully I have already made a list for myself, so I just need to go find all the pictures and then I can print them off. Got them all sorted, now I just need to get them printed. So if you could like cooperate, that'd be great. Well, I got 3 little blurbs done and started setting up a couple others. It's definitely the sticker and decoration finding that takes the longest for this, but I have all of my covers, so if I want to make this my creativity project for like next Monday or take it along to journal night or whatever, I've at least got those sorted. And I started watching season 1 of Critical Role. I do not know if I will commit to watching the whole thing because it is very long and I am distinctly several years behind. What, like 10 years? I don't know. But it is definitely a nice kind of thing where you can kind of just listen to it. You don't have to pay attention to the screen, which means you can work in your journal at the same time. For now though, Vogel and I are going to head to bed and watch an episode of Stranger Things. And then after that, we're probably going to go to sleep because it'll be late by that point because the episode is an hour and a half long. Why are we making episodes of television shows that are an hour and a half long? And I know they've said that at least one of the episodes in the season 5, like the final season, is going to be like 2 hours long. I'm like, if you want to make movies, just make movies. Anyway, by the point of finishing that, I'm gonna be ready for bed. So let's just say good night. Good morning, happy Tuesday. We are up, we are excited, we're gonna go for a walk outside. It is not very pleasant looking out there, but it isn't wet, and that is the only requirement that will stop me from walking. Mainly because if I walk in the rain, first of all, that sucks, but if I walk when there's a lot of puddles on the ground, then every single step I take flicks water from the bottom of my shoe up to the top of my shoe, and my shoes are not waterproof. Could she get waterproof shoes? Sure. Is she going to? Probably not. But that's okay. It's not a problem today. There are no puddles, so we're going for a walk. It also definitely helped that my music is what wakes me up. It's set to wake up to my liked songs on Spotify or whatever. And I queued up a song for this morning that I know is kind of like a very upbeat thing. I think it's called Don't Hold Back or something. So I'm like sitting in bed going so now I'm feeling a lot more ready for the day. Regardless of the weather though, we will always wear the sunny hat and the sunny glasses, other way around, but you get the idea, because I just don't like it when my hair is like blown in my face, or if it's like, blown out of my hat then blown in my eye or something like that. Also, just because the weather isn't great doesn't mean it isn't bright out there. I don't want to give myself eye strain. I want to greet the day slowly. And yeah, something circadian rhythm, something melatonin or whatever. Probably good not to wear the sunny glasses. But I don't care. This is making me do it. So I'm going to do the walk and enjoy it because of the sunny glasses. Walking friends! Yay! Alright, let's go. The walk went well. We're back now. Time for breakfast. And a package arrived. Yay! I know exactly what this one is and I'm very excited to open it. Okay, so it actually wasn't what I thought it was. It is from the people I thought it was from, but it is not the items I thought it was gonna be, which made me think like, oh, have they gotten my order wrong? But the order that I placed is still out for delivery. But this is kind of cute. I need to open this up and have a look at it. Not right this second, but I also got one of those pop socket, they're called clingies now or something. The grip for your devices and such, like your phone or your Kindle or your iPad or whatnot. It's pretty dang cute. So it was a fun little surprise, but I suppose this entire package is a fun surprise because it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. In equally exciting news though, Vogel found me pineapple at the supermarket. Yay! Breakfast is done now, which means it's time to actually go and get ready for the day so that we can get to work. But work-wise today, we are gonna make today a cozy planning day. We're gonna get comfy, we're gonna put on ambiance music, and we're just gonna plan as many videos as we can. I don't even want to put juju out into the world as to how many I want to plan, but at least 4 would be great. I'm hoping for more, to be honest, but like if we could get to 4, That'd be pretty sweet. And I'm not talking like lightly planned, I'm talking like fully planned. Like essentially that template or that entry into the content calendar is like ready to pick up and film. That is what I want in terms of video preparation. First though, I want to shower. As I am forever at risk of falling into a Reels hole and it affects my computer, I am going to block Instagram just for now, just for today, so I can just get some work done. If I can remember how to do that. Might have deleted the extension. Nope, it just changed its icon. So cool, I found it. There we go. We've got Instagram as a blocked website. Now I just need to turn on the blocking. Alrighty, so the settings are that I've blocked Instagram, it's the whole site and any of the subpages and whatever, and it's gonna turn off at 1 p.m, which is when my lunch break is, and it's just for today. Blocking it, confirming, all right. Now to sit here and remember a simpler time when I was allowed to use Instagram. No, okay. We're getting work done. We are planning videos. So I've been sitting here working, tippy-tappy typing away, getting my stuff organized, and then I, just out of the blue, instinctively, like 2 hours into the piece, opened up Instagram and started to do things. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm not supposed to be able to do this. Can she read? No, it's going to be launched from 1 o'clock, not at 1 o'clock. I just had such blind faith that I'd set it up right that I'm like, oh yeah, no, anytime I go to the internet and I had like the inkling to open up Instagram, I'm like, oh, there's no point, you've like blocked it. Alas, I need to go and fix that though. But I am making pretty decent progress on planning at least the first of the videos. I'm about 2 hours into it now and it's getting to a point where I think it's almost ready for filming. I decided to go to lunch just a little bit early because today it doesn't really matter when I have my lunch and I'm just getting a little bit stiff and a little bit distractible, but I am making good progress. I have planned one video in full, another video to half. So once I go for lunch and come back, I should be able to get through another 2 today. I think so. Lunch was good, and in terms of my package, it does seem that I have been sent the wrong one because I just got my delivery notification saying like, hey, your package has been delivered. I'm like, that's not mine. But it's cool. Hopefully we get that one sorted soon. For now, I think I'm going to change track because I was working on scripting for one video and I'm getting to like just a stagnancy with it. I'm not really making good progress. So I'd rather just follow the joy, go script another one, because then I will make better use of my time because I'm more enthusiastic about scripting that one. As nice as it would be to have the one I was already working on finished, I don't want to sit here and force myself or like slog through it because I've still got enough time that this particular video, it does not have to be scripted right this very second. We can put that off to future me and just work on something else. Changing tracks was a good idea. I now have another video fully scripted out, yay! That one being the introductory video to the 2026 book club, which you can already join the book club space if you want to. It's linked in the description box. But that one being scripted makes me feel good. And we got the wrong package issues sorted, so they are going to be sending me the items that I actually ordered. And they kind of just said like, we could try and have you return the other ones, but international shipping is a drag, so you can just keep them. So I have a pop socket now, which is very exciting for someone who doesn't actually have a phone case. And my iPad case is definitely not appropriate for this kind of system. So I'm either going to have to get a phone case or replace my iPad case, which I probably won't do, or put it on my Kindle? No, I'm not going to do that either. I'll figure that out later. For now though, on to preparing another video. As I go through, I'm colouring in the little boxes to say like, hey, yep, done the planning for this one. And I totally forgot the Vogel was out this afternoon because technically I could have filmed a video today, but I'm going to leave my filming majoritively, most of the time. I don't even think majoritively is a word. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, the filming that I do is going to happen on either a Wednesday or a Thursday, especially for videos where I need to talk through them or the sound is important, because I just prefer to do filming with voice and audio on days that Vogel isn't here. It means that I don't have to be mindful of the fact that this is also his home and he is allowed to work in it and make noise and all of those kind of things. So for filming purposes, it's always just easier to do that on the days that he goes into the office, which is tomorrow and Thursday. We're getting towards the end of the day now though, and of the, 6 videos that I said I was going to plan, I have fully planned 5 of them. Wizardry. Now, having said that, I don't actually think that at the start of the day I had set aside that I was going to plan all of those. It was very much the whole like follow your joy mentality. Like, you know what? I have some ideas for insert video here. Let's just like jump on over to that little space and write down some thoughts. And obviously the joy was sparked enough that I finished those ones. Planning is only part of the process though. I still have to like film the videos and such. And at least one of them is scheduled for filming tomorrow, along with another video that I didn't plan today, but it has already been kind of like prepared for. So that's not too shabby. For now though, I am going to write myself a checklist for tomorrow. So tomorrow Jess knows what it is she needs to work on. And then transition to doing something that isn't sitting at my desk typing because I feel like I'm going cross-eyed. I'm feeling pretty good about what I managed to get done today, but I also feel like I would have liked to have gotten more done. I seem to be very good at downplaying the progress I'm making every day, which isn't great for the old self-esteem, but it's cool. For right now though, I'm going downstairs, we're gonna have dinner because very peckish, and I know Vogel is as well, and then we're gonna get decorating for Halloween, because this weekend we're having a Halloween-esque gathering type thing. Halloween isn't really celebrated here, to be honest, but it's an excuse for spooky food and hanging out with our friends. So we're gonna have people come over and do a werewolf event, like Ultimate Werewolf, the card game. It's always fun with a larger group of people, so we're having people over to play that, have some snacks, have some food, good times, that kind of stuff. But we want to make sure that the house looks the part, or at least as much as we can be bothered making it look the part. Alrighty, dinner has been had. It's time to think about decorating, which really just means putting things away to start with. No idea where those are gonna go, but these are drinks that we had left over from the wedding and we're slowly working our way through. Same idea with some of the things over here. Some glasses that need to find a new home. I don't know if I really want to have the vacuum cleaner out. It's not like super spooky. It's a little spooky, depends on who you ask. And that box just needs to go in the recycling, and I probably should find a new home for some of the things on this bookshelf because they don't really belong there. But Vogel's gonna do some dishes and I'm going to figure other things out. What's your favorite piece of spooky decor?
I really like, if it's still here, my dumb sign.
Your dumb sign?
Yep, it's in the bottom here. I will stick it in one of my empty pots outside and stick it out the front.
I like it because it's like some of the empty pots we had last year were just dead sticks of plants. It's like, oh look, it's already getting the spooky vibe.
Yeah, it was a rosemary last time. Oh, this is the caution tape and your tiny little spiders.
Oh yeah, we put those ones in the curtains last year and then got kind of worried because we're like, oh my god, what if there's an actual bug in there and we won't be able to tell? We got these little, I don't know, jack-o'-lantern type things, but we also got these little fake lights to put in them, which one of them seems to be flickering, and I don't know if it was really designed to do that, so maybe the battery is failing. But you put the little lights in and it kind of glows, which is cute. We got everything out of the bucket, and that meant that Vogel could get out his favorite sign. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's like got a, not a pitchfork, what's the thing? Angry mob sign.
Yeah, this is what I do to get rid of the neighbor kids.
We've set up our spooky cauldron, which is slightly less spooky because it is literally just a light and a little mist maker in there, but it still counts for something. We have our under-counter lights and also the fairy lights, which are always there. We have a little skelly and we caution taped the bathroom door because, you know, hazardous materials and such. And I am currently adding cobwebs, or like, you know, fake cobwebs to the shelves. But the problem is they feel like real cobwebs, so I keep on getting the heebie-jeebies. It's on me! Also put a fake Spidey in the curtain, but like just one, so it kind of looks a little real, but it is definitely fake. For one thing, it only has 2 body segments. Ha, weak. Our Skeletor Spideys are much the same. Like, what is this? Spideys don't even have a skeleton, but it doesn't matter. He's kind of cute.
Because he's not actually a Spidey. He's clearly one of those things from The Mist.
Kind of looks like it, eh? He kind of looks like if a face hugger tried to be slightly more realistic.
Oh, we should get face huggers.
Vogel's hanging up our, I don't know, garland things, but I have been jump scared by the fake spider like 4 times, so it is definitely a horror element of the house. Well, we've done some. We haven't gotten everything finished off, but that's mainly because it's mainly like the table set up and we need to use the table for the next couple of days before our friends come over, so we're just gonna hold off on that one. This one, it's gonna scare me every single time. How do you think it's going so far?
Really good.
Yeah, what's your favorite piece so far?
I really liked what we did with the door, even though we were like, let's do another. Nope, because it was hard. I like our pumpkins on the thing, and I like Bubba's cobweb. She did such a good job.
Oh, thank you.
And we got to incorporate my Ginga.
Yeah.
I need more scary Pokemon plushies. We'll get some on Thursday.
I don't think we will.
We are going to now watch Stranger Things because we decided to save the rest of Critical Role to Thursday. Jess also said to say what I'm doing. I guess I was technically scrolling YouTube, so I was doing that as well. Nailed it. She thinks I'm funny.
I can't believe we actually only have one more episode left of Stranger Things before we are fully caught up. Not that we weren't already caught up. Everything is a rewatch. We were just trying to watch the first 4 seasons before season 5 came out, and we were trying to pace ourselves. It didn't happen like that, but that's okay. At least we will be ready for when season 5 drops. For now though, I am ready for bed, in the sense that I am not actually ready for bed, because I'm not in my pajamas yet, but I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get in the bed, and I'm gonna go to sleep, because tomorrow is a filming day, and I want to be well rested. So, good night. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Feeling a little bit less enthusiastic today compared to yesterday, but that's all right. We're still up, we're going for our walk. I did linger in bed a little longer than I had intended, but it's fine. This will not be the start of a new trend. I'm just getting my stuff together to go on my walk because Vogel isn't coming with me today. He's in the office. So I'm gonna need some headphones. And I'm not gonna take my water bottle, but I am at least gonna take it downstairs. Mainly because yesterday when we started our walk, I got really parched. I'm like, oh, I should have taken my bottle with me. So I'm gonna take the water bottle downstairs, chug a whole bunch of water, and then go for my walk. Looking good though. On the cards for today is mainly filming, maybe some editing if I get to it. I want to make sure that I make the full use most of my day, but I only actually have 2 videos I need to film at this point, or at least 2 videos that I want to film at this point. Despite having prepared for other ones, I am still waiting on some material preparation. Like I've got the scripted or like the talking points organized, skelly, but I don't think I'm quite ready to film them. Also, some of the filming requires me to be like game face ready, and I don't know if I want to get game face ready today. Not that there's a lot to do with that other than dry my hair, but still. Anywho, for now, going for a walk. The walk went well, but now I am home, showered, had my breakfast, and ready to start filming. We are going to start with Saturday's video because it is the most pressing, and then move on to the one that's like, I think several weeks away. And if I get through those fairly quickly, I might be able to film another one. I'm going to have to check and see if there's any I can actually realistically film today. Gotta close up this curtain though, turn it into a den of solitude. One video is filmed, another one to go. It took me a second to work up the motivation to do it, but I have officially filmed both of the videos that I set out to film today. One of those being the 26 new journal ideas, the other one being my goal journal flip through, or like goal planner flip through. And now it is half an hour past when I'm supposed to have lunch, so let's go have lunch. I do often find that sometimes it just takes me a second to get myself to do the thing. And that was definitely the case today, actually getting me to film the videos. I sat there and procrastinated for quite a while, so didn't necessarily get them done in the timely manner I had hoped. Also, my editing software is just being a butt. We have beef right now. I don't know why it keeps on adding the clips to like separate tracks, and I'm like, no, you're all in one track, you are all the A-roll, just stay in your lane. I'm sure there's a fix, but I don't necessarily know the correct terminology to find the fix, because I have already tried to fix this problem repeatedly. Same thing with my email. My email is also being a butt, but it's cool. It's fine. Doesn't even matter. I'm gonna have lunch and I'm gonna feel much better about things, and then I'm gonna edit those videos and everything will be sweet. That'll be 2 more videos done. Or at least that's the plan right now. Lunch is almost finished, which means it's time to do some editing. I don't really foresee editing either of these videos to take particularly long because they're not like complicated. Okay. The style of video doesn't lead to complicated editing, if that makes sense. Like setting up a whole bunch of journal layouts and the creativity that goes into that, and deciding the layout of the page and making things fit, that is more time intensive than flipping through and saying, hey, here are the ideas, and then editing the video together so that then it's not me saying the same thing repeatedly or stuffing up my words and all of that kind of thing. As can probably be expected, different types of videos require different amounts of effort in different parts of the process. And thankfully, the ones I'm editing right now don't require a lot of effort in the editing part. I also just love how much the world has sunnied up since I came inside. When I went for my walk this morning, it was looking a lot more grey, which I guess is kind of a bummer part about doing my exercise in the morning, is that sometimes the sun hasn't woken up fully yet. But at the same time, at least I didn't get sunburnt, which is always preferable, not getting sunburned. While I'm sitting here also trying to be mindful of getting my work done in a timely manner, I'm very excited because today we have Midweek Mafia Hangout at Rachel's, and the reason it is at Rachel's is because Jason is going to be joining us because we're going to watch season 2 of Has Been Hotel. Rachel is like a huge fan. I enjoyed it. Monica enjoyed it. So we're just going to kind of like watch it together. Buddy watching? Buddy watching. I think I spoke too soon. This is taking a lot longer than I first thought it was going to. But it's okay. We're getting there slowly but surely. It's currently 3:30. I will be leaving the house at a little after 4:30. Probably like 4:50, honestly. So I still have time, but it's taking a while. I know it'll be worth it. I just gotta get it done. This makes me seem like I hate my job. I don't hate my job. What I don't love is the sun trying to attack me though, so we're gonna close the curtain. The editing is done. I'm just going through and re-watching it because I don't want to stuff this video up. I don't make a lot of stuff ups when it comes to my editing because I'm usually pretty good about paying decent enough attention as I go through, but sometimes, given how many times I have to say something sometimes to get it the right way or the way I want it, every so often we end up with some repeats in there. It's never the intention, but sometimes it happens. I don't want that for this one because Typically speaking, each year this style of video does fairly well, so I'd like it to be right the first time. That'd be nice. Yay, that one has been uploaded. I'm not going to be finishing the other one in terms of editing today, but I'm at least going to make a start on it, because then tomorrow Jess will have a slightly easier time. Haha, jokes, I got that one edited as well, but now it is definitely time to go, because ideally I would have left like 10 minutes ago and I still haven't packed up my stuff to actually leave. In terms of getting my stuff together though, I really don't think I have that much that I want to take with me outside of something to drink while we watch Has-Been. So other than that and my wallet and keys, it's probably it. Don't even need a bag today. Well, a little bag for the cola. A very pleasant evening with my friends, though we were all a little bit annoyed because we were intending on doing a marathon of Has-Been Hotel Season 2, and they only released 2 episodes, and they'll release 2 episodes the next week, and then 2 the week after that, and 2 the week after that. I'm not a fan of these drip-feeding shows. Just give me everything and let me make poor choices to binge everything at once. At least the episodes are only 20-something minutes. I think this one was 29, or at least the first one was 29, and the second one was kind of similar, as opposed to an hour something, or 2.5 hours. Well, 2 hours 15 to 20 minutes or something for the last episode of season 4 of Stranger Things. That's going to be a Sunday-ass job, we think. For right now, though, my job is to put this cola in the fridge because I didn't drink it, and it is cold on my fingers, and I don't want to hold it anymore. And then go upstairs and go to bed. Tomorrow we have a live stream, more videos to prepare for, and I want to do some more work on the Notion recipe book, all of which require a good night's sleep. So, good night. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Vogel and I are going for an outside walk, despite the fact that it is a typical work in the office day for Vogel. Mainly because he's just not feeling great. He forgot to take his medication last night and is feeling poorly. But I still feel that outdoor walking will do him some good, and he obviously feels that way too, so he's gonna come with me. On the cards for today, as already stated, we have a live stream, we have video stuff, and hopefully some Notion stuff as well, and we also have date night, because it's Thursday. Thankfully, date night is pretty chill this time around, so I hope that he'll still be able to like enjoy it even though he's not feeling the best. But for now, I need to go get some socks and probably jumper on, because it looks a little chilly out there. The walk was good, very pleasant to have company, but I have been betrayed by my past self, who didn't make me any overnight oats. I like walked in the house and I'm like, oh yeah, it's breakfast time, I'm gonna have my overnight. So I'm gonna make overnight oats now, so at least tomorrow Jess doesn't suffer the same fate. There we go, ready for tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. But not today. I'm gonna have an egg on toast or something. Very attractive, but hopefully it tastes better than it looks. The breakfast change up meant that I am not necessarily as prepared this morning as I could be, because I am running late, but that's okay, because we're gonna get there, we're gonna do our stream, it's gonna be awesome. Let's go! Despite the initial chaos of trying to get here in a timely manner, the stream did go well, and I'm feeling a lot more cool, calm, and collected when it comes to my reading journal setup and getting that one sussed. I do now need to go and put things away because my desk is just kind of littered with journals and such. Not a super inviting work environment. Though it's still kind of nice because journals. It is time for a tidying time lapse. Looking perfect, but they are looking much clearer. Which means it is time for me to write a list for the day, because we didn't really journal last night at the midweek Mafia hangout because we were going to be watching Has-Been Hotel, so I didn't even bring my journal. That means I haven't written myself a list, and I'm feeling a little discombobulated. And I also think that because I didn't take this to the midweek Mafia hangout, it meant that I didn't consult my checklist from yesterday and thus forgot to make my overnight oats. Like, yes, it is still a personal problem, like I did this to myself, but I wasn't set up to succeed. It's all good. Let's just go put in the little header for today and write myself a checklist. Okay, I have my list written. It's very small because I'm feeling just like a little discombobulated. Mainly because, one, there is plenty to do for Vlogmas, but I don't think my schedule is... Well, I already know it's not done, but I don't think it is sufficiently updated yet to allow me to feel at peace knowing that everything has a time to be worked on. Like, I've made progress on it, but I don't actually have it all kind of sussed out, so that's an issue. But two, something I know I need to do is my 2026 setup, which it feels like ludicrously early for that, given that it's the 30th of October right now. But I do typically try to release that video earlier in the piece. It's already on my schedule as coming out on like, you know, the 8th of November my time, which means that I need to get it set up so that I can get it edited, so that I can get it uploaded and all that. So like, yes, the setup does need to happen. My schedule says it is happening tomorrow. I have not planned the setup sufficiently to feel like it is time to get that done. And I'm kind of thinking that next year I will end up scheduling my New Year journal setup later than the start of November. It's kind of an interesting system because typically speaking, at this point in the year, I would be doing a yearly collections journal setup and an everyday journal setup. So all I'd really have to think about would be my year-long collections or things that I wanted to track across the entire of the year. Those would be the ones I'd be setting up right now. But I'm not using a yearly collections journal for next year, so this is going in my everyday journal. So I also need to think about the stuff that I want to do for quarter one, and I kind of feel like I'm not sufficiently through the quarter to really be thinking about quarter one next year. I am a person of my own making, I understand this, and there is a very obvious solution of just push the video out, make it come out in December, but I'm not going to do that. I like having my New Year setups come out a little earlier because then they can be out there for people to use as inspiration if they want to. Like, that's what I've been doing for the past several years and it's worked out fairly well for me, so I kind of want to stick with that, but this might be the last year I do it exactly this way. That's a future me problem though. My current problem is figuring out what I want to put in my journal. And I do already have a list of the layouts, I just need to confirm that there's nothing else and then plan them out and plan the decoration and all the structures. I might actually just end up spending the rest of the day doing that, to be completely honest. And I'm also hungry and I'm feeling snacky and I just want to have a Subway. My lack of overnight oats this morning has put me in a bad food mood. But at the very least, I have gotten one of the November videos up for the team members, like, you know, the team with capital T, the YouTube channel membership thing, uploaded and ready to release. I just don't want to release that too early because, like, I don't want to dump a whole bunch of content that's not supposed to come out for another, like, 12-ish days. I'd rather release it a little bit closer to the time so I'm still ahead, but I'm not like apocalyptically ahead, because that would set a precedent that I cannot keep up with. For now, I'm gonna go see if I can convince Bogle to let me get Subway. Bogle, can I have Subway for lunch?
No.
Aww, you lying?
No, I'm serious. You probably shouldn't have it. It's not aligned with your health goals, but I also am not going to get up and stop you, so you do you. Just know that I'll be disappointed in you.
Meanie.
Anyway, I heard a shiny, so everyone shush.
Everyone shush, there's a shiny.
It's a shiny mega alpha thing!
Hey Bogle, can I have a Subway to celebrate you catching the shiny?
No.
Oh. The problem is, he just set off Rebel Brain. I'm gonna do it anyway. After that most successful conversation, the Subway is ordered, but I'm gonna use it as a time trial to get my decoration organized. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna decorate my new journal setup. I'm gonna figure out what header style I'm gonna use. I'm gonna get that all done so that when my Subway arrives, I've got it finalized. That's the theory. This is the notebook I'm planning to use, so I'm kind of hoping to find something that aligns with this kind of style. Gosh, it's beautiful. So I'm tempted to use something dark and kind of similarly intricate. You could do like a serpenty kind of tape. That'd be kind of cute. You know, just given the fact that there's a serpent design on the front cover here. Or I was thinking possibly this tape with the black florals, because the gilding on this one is kind of similar to the foiling we have on the front of the journal. Like, it's kind of a slight coppery color, and this one is that kind of like vintage aged gold. Because then I figure with the dark floral tape, I can do a setup that's kind of similar to the one that I had in my reading journal last year. So like the arches, and then putting the tape over the top of the black sections, or the kind of side panel pieces, or sometimes just omitting the florals and having this kind of like slightly decorative border. Kind of nice. I'm not too sure. I have at least until the Subway arrives to make a choice, so at least I've got some options. I'm literally treating the Subway like a reward for making a decision. Okay, it's not that bad. I think I've made my choice. I just need to see if the vision in my head actually aligns with reality. Like, will I be able to do this? I think it should be doable. I just need to confirm. I'm trying to plan out the layout in my digital template. So far, it's blank, but we're getting there. The Subway is here. I have made my choices. I'm feeling good. Now I just need to plan all the layouts and prep all the headers and figure out the decorations per page. But first, lunch. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay, Subway. The Subway was most tasty, and I'm slowly getting through figuring out how I want to set all of these up. Need to get myself another drink though. The mapping of these layouts is probably taking longer just because it's been a second since I was in a square notebook and figuring out what pairs well together and all those kind of things. I do love a square notebook though. It is just a really fun size. And I'm also kind of curious to change up the style I'm doing for my daily logs maybe. I haven't fully committed to the idea yet, but I'm curious to test some new things out. Once I've mapped them all out though, then I can go and prepare my headers so that my headers are all ready and I can just set the whole thing up tomorrow. Okay, officially the setup is planned, which means Vogel and I are going to go start date night early because we need to go to the shops and get some Halloweeny stuff and also the date night activity bits and pieces and dinner. Shopping adventure went fairly well. We got some decorations, we got our crafty project, and we got some dinner. But more excitingly, a package arrived today. Yay, it's so cool!
Just in time for Halloween.
Aw, yeah. Now I just need a leather jacket and a denim vest, and oh, it's so cool.
Oh, I was going for Mike.
Oh, okay, well, you do not have enough hair for Mike. Oh my god, it's so cool! I got a Studge Boys hoodie because obviously I don't care about the Honmun.
You're joining the pride?
Yeah. We're prepping the table for our crafts. Got to make sure it stays safe, so we're putting down a drop cloth because we don't have any like paper or anything like that. Here is our crafty kit, lots of goodness. And we're just gonna watch some Critical Role. They give us some inspiration on the back. And we have some felt pieces, including these creepy little arms. Are you gonna use the creepy little arms?
No. This is flimsy.
Yeah.
I might do some face bits. We're not about limbs here, they're pumpkins.
Alrighty, it is time. Oh. Ah!
But like one of our real dear friends died tonight.
It's so good, babe.
I think I
love
should
it.
have used a vivid.
My eye got a little smudgy, so we're doing some repair work.
And I went through the motions.
You're such a kitty.
I didn't change, really.
I named him after a cat.
What's his name?
Derpy.
And then one day,
Pumpkin. It is 10 o'clock and I have done 2 pumpkins. How are your pumpkins going?
Good, yeah, I'm just finishing gaps. I keep finding gaps.
Oh, they're so cute. Which one's your favorite?
This one, which is the first one I did. He looks the best. This one, the mouth didn't quite go as well, and this one's just fucking dumb.
I love it. Hello. I ended up getting out my markers because it was honestly just easier. And I probably should have done that on this one because it would have been easier than using all this black paint. And this is my 3rd pumpkin. Now as it's 35 minutes past 10. 10:35. That is how you tell time. They say it's a little Spirelli pumpkin. I used the PVA glue that was in the kit to just go over my pumpkins, put them on little cap stands so that they didn't stick to the paper. Well, eventually I did that. Originally I just had them stick to the paper and then I had to go and touch up a whole bunch of pumpkin pieces, but it's cool. They're looking cute. This one I have not done any sealing on yet because I feel like I want to go over this and just really make sure I'm 100% happy because I know I have this section here which definitely needs some going over with white. Wah wah. But did you enjoy it?
It was a lot of fun.
Yay! Yeah.
And they're special because we made them.
I found a really good use for the felt pieces that we didn't actually end up using. This feels like those 5-minute crafts where they're like, oh, pretend that you're paying attention in class. And just like stick eyes on your eyes and have a nap. A most enjoyable date night though. I'm glad that Vogel had a good time. I was kind of worried that we were kind of going to get the kits and be like, okay, this is actually lame and the paints suck and the paintbrushes suck. I mean, the paintbrush did kind of suck, but we had paintbrushes, so that was all right. I'm really proud of our pumpkins. I'm looking forward to displaying them. For now though, it is 11:11 and well and truly time to go to bed because tomorrow we've got a podcast to record, we've got a video to film, life to live, Halloween stuff to set up, so good night. Good morning. Happy Friday. I am feeling a bit strange today. First of all, the body feels a bit bleh. But secondly, I'm feeling like I haven't made a lot of progress this week, which may not necessarily be the case, but that's how I'm kind of feeling right now. Probably need to consult with my journal to see what I've done and what I still have to do and all of that kind of thing. But on the cards for today, podcast, video recording, probably other stuff, decorate the house. Yeah. But right now, go on a walk. Checking in with my cutie little pumpkin. Oh my gosh. I think the sealing with the PVA glue was a good idea. We don't have very much PVA glue. Like, I did this pumpkin and that one, but did not have enough of that one. So we're gonna go get some more. Oh, hell no. I mean, it is pretty spooky. I don't want to go over there, but I'm kind of tempted to check now. But what if there's actually something there? Oh, thank God. That was scary. The walk is done. It went very well, but slow because I feel bleh. But more excitingly, actually having my overnight oats. I missed you so much yesterday and I'm so excited. Turns out that due to the miscommunication trope, we are not going to be recording a podcast episode today because I can't read and I missed when we were supposed to be doing it. Well, only by like a couple minutes, but I also hadn't showered yet. I still haven't showered. I need to go get in the shower, but it means I have more time today to do my setup for next year. So that's kind of exciting. Give myself a little more buffer in that space, and we do have a scheduled slot for podcast recording next week. Actually 2 episodes, which is kind of fun because then Jess can get ahead. For now though, it's shower time. Feeling clean, so here's the play. 1, print the headers. 2, prep the space. 3, get a cola. And 4, set up the journal. What's the bet that this takes the entire day? I'm hoping it doesn't, but it might. Got them typed up. Give me the goods. Yes. Got my filming spot set up. Got my cola ready-ish to get started. But I might take the thumbnail first because I have a sneaking suspicion that I will run out of the tape, and I usually like to have the tape in the thumbnail. A bit of work in progress, and this is the color change layer coming off because my matte has been faded by the sun. It's got really blue toned and I don't love it. So I just use an old picture of the desk to do the coloring. And then we also have the journal, which you can see that in the original picture, the kind of highlights of the foiling weren't the greatest. So I went and took another picture of the journal just using the light on my phone to be a better light source, and then cropped a whole bunch of them together so that then we can actually see the pretty stuff. This top corner here, I do actually want to put something in, kind of similar to the reading journal setup from last year, but I've gone and cut up the entire roll of tape, so I might have to do some Frankenstein's monster thumbnailing or something. That's a future me problem. For now, setup time. The setup's going well, I'm getting things done, but they also have a book club meeting for the page majors, so I'm gonna go see what that's about. I mainly joined because we just coincidentally ended up reading the same book for both book clubs this month. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've read the book, might as well go and see what people's thoughts are. Our book club meeting is this weekend though, so now I have even more thoughts about the book than I did before. Pretty sweet. I also used the time to cut out the headers and also did some work in the journal, so it is back to doing more of this. But first I should probably have lunch. My lunch alarm went off about 4 minutes ago and I am kind of hungry. Went downstairs, had a look in the cupboards and the fridge, decided that wasn't the business, ordered DoorDash. I am giving myself a pass this week because, first of all, Tom started. Second of all, I'm stressed. Thirdly, I just feel like there's a lot going on, and if this is one thing I can take off my plate, it's just like a favor to current me. Plus, I know that it doesn't do beneficial things to my relationship with food if I'm constantly like beating myself up about eating certain things. I think that like intuitive eating and getting a better relationship with food and such is probably going to be a goal for next year, but not right now because I have other things to worry about, like setting up my journal. Annoyingly, I have managed to lose 1 letter, but I also forgot to do the numbers for here, so it's not like I don't have to print something off anyway. But printing off the letter T and numbers 1 through 13 on an entire piece of sticker paper is literally the most upsetting thing I could think of. So I'm thinking like, do I just make my December setup headers now? Which is apocalyptically early, but maybe? I just don't want to waste my sticker paper. Alrighty, new headers sorted. Need to print those off so that I've got my little numbers. But I did find the T. The filming is still happening, but we took pause for dinner. But now we're taking pause from filming again, now dinner's over, to PVA the pumpkins. The pumpkins are now all sealed up, in theory. They're drying, so they'll be sealed up by tomorrow. And the new journal setup is finally exporting, which means it's time to think about going downstairs and setting things up tomorrow. I feel like I've been in this sad little den of solitude all day, because pretty much I have. I haven't seen the sun. Okay, I did go downstairs, I saw the sun, it's fine, but Vogel is preparing deviled eggs, and by that I mean he has scooped out their innards and he will assemble them properly tomorrow. And I've poured the jelly. Not that I made the jelly, Vogel made the jelly, but I've poured the jelly. Trying to figure out how I want to set up my table, playing around with our little lights that we got, which are kind of fun. They do this like alternating dimming thing, which I'm not necessarily sold on yet, but just need to find the right setting. Alrighty, this is the table looking mostly made up. We're going to have another little spooky tray here that has the spooky food on it, but that's a tomorrow job because we're not making that right now. For now though, Vogel's going to do the dishes and I'm going to go upstairs, put my footage in the editing folder and probably just get myself organized for tomorrow. cut up all of the last little pieces of my tape and put them into this little baggie because I don't want to, you know, bin any of them. They're still good and I might use this as a theme again at some point. More worryingly, I can't find the cap to my blade. I don't want to just leave it here exposed on my desk or put it in my pencil case. That would be a really bad idea. I wonder if the cap is actually in there. The cap was in there. Yay. World's shortest mystery. But really, I'm just trying to get my desk back to a workable state so that then tomorrow, before our friends come over and, you know, we're doing our Halloween-y thing, I actually can get some work done if I want to, or at least be at my desk and not feel like super anxious because there's just stuff everywhere. I saw someone online make wanted posters of all of their party guests for their Halloween party, and I thought it'd be kind of cute to do that for ours. So I've just gone through everybody's Facebook profiles and found pictures of them and made little wanted posters for our werewolf night. So here's my very beautiful quality poster. Of course, I set the printer settings to a high quality print and it's taking forever, so I might just put those up tomorrow morning because right now it's 11:53 and definitely time to get into bed. I'm hoping that I can get some more work done tomorrow, or at least something semi-productive, because I do want to make more progress on the recipe notion as well. That is definitely a tomorrow me problem. I'm gonna go to bed, so good night. Good morning, happy Saturday. We are gonna go for a walk, we are gonna come home, we're gonna have breakfast, we are going to get the house ready, then have a shower, then do something else, because today is the day of our werewolf party. Very excited, but I'm kind of hoping that like we can just get through the actual setup stuff a little quicker than our track record maybe suggests, mainly because the actual setup does not take that long. We just drag our feet with it and then it ends up taking several hours when it could just take half an hour, like several minutes. While today is mostly a day off from work, it is a good day for goal work. So I'm hoping that I can jump into Notion and do some recipe book stuff because I really want to see if I can get that project done by the end of the week. But at this stage, I have not gotten very far with it. Like, it has its structure and I'm going through and selecting the recipes for it and whatnot, the like example ones, but there's still a lot of other stuff that needs to be done. The walk is going well. I have removed my sleeves because I got too warm. Vogel's just doing his Pokemon Go thing. Did you catch anything good?
No, the Abra got away despite it being basically a guaranteed catch.
What did you catch before though?
I caught a Vulpix.
Was it cute?
It had a little bow tie.
Ah. Had my breakfast, watched some coffee chat with Sarah, always an enjoyable way to start the weekend. And now, as I'm most of the way through comment responses, it is time to go downstairs and hang up my wanted posters. Got my posters, got my tape, gotta put things on the wall. There we go, I got all of those stuck up and they're looking pretty good. I think it'll be a fun surprise, like people come to the bathroom, sit down, just expecting a peaceful time and then, oh no, I didn't even realize I was missing. This is not a view of the house I typically get because I am standing up very high. I don't like it. This is also super, super safe. Don't even worry, guys. Let's make this quick. I'm gonna hang some caution tape up around the lights that hang down in the kitchen. It's a weird angle. As a short person, I enjoy being close to the ground most of the time. So this is kind of like uncomfy for me. It's less uncomfy right now. It's gonna be more uncomfy when I have to get down. So we're gonna go around like that.
Yeah.
Have it hang down. I figure if I tie this a little bit, then at least it won't fall off halfway through the event. And like, I want it to look dilapidated, but I don't want it to look like that dilapidated. There we go. Not too shabby. I figured like we'll have like two hanging down over there and then the tails over there. It's intentionally uneven, but it still makes me go, ooh. I also got some bottle labels so that then I could maybe put some on my wine bottles or something. That'd be fun. I made myself a little witch's brew and also made myself a little green. Oh no. But I didn't get any on my face, so there's at least that as a win. This though is going to be part of my spooky table setup. So we now have a truth tonic and a witch's brew, and Vogel's going to get some M&Ms to put into our little glass goblets. Vogel was insistent on having the bucket of eyes, so those are sitting here floating in the water. Just pop, pop. And now it's mainly just putting the extra bits and pieces away and those kind of like final touches that always take forever. So I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to get them all done. A couple things I have to wait for Vogel to get home in particular. I need to wait for him to come home because he'll do the dishes and then those can get put away. But right now I'm gonna go and turn this cable into less of a hazard using some tape. After much effort, it is looking very secure, or at least more secure than it was, I think it's less of a tripping hazard. That's really the main point. Not that many people should be coming behind the table. We were gonna move the table, but it's really heavy. Plus I figure later in the evening when we maybe want to have some dinner or something, we can just bring the chairs back over to the table and actually eat at the table. For now though, I think my work down here is done and I'm gonna go have a shower and try and scrub the green out of my fingers. I don't foresee that as actually going to be beneficial for either my fingers or getting the green out. But if we go and close the curtain so we can get an appreciation for what it looks like. You can kind of see we got the spooky movie playing, we got the spooky table, and then on this side we have the spooky red light. Of course it's still light outside, so we also have some other external light, but I think it looks pretty good. And we can also turn the dim lights on if we need a little bit more reading light, but I like the vibe. And actually it's gonna look even better once we put the pumpkins on because those will kind of like have a soft glow to them as well. Ah, yay! I think I'm just most pleased with my table. Ah, yay, I'm so glad we went and got some extra bits for it. Okay, pause on the shower because Vogel just got back and he bought some M&Ms to go in our little goblets or whatnot, the little plastic ones. And while they look fine with all the M&Ms, I kind of just want the red, brown, orange, and yellow ones. So I'm gonna go and separate all the M&Ms because I'm feeling extra like that. There we go. And they've all just got their matching colors. Yay! Embracing fall vibes even though it is definitely spring here. And if they get finished, I will top them up with these ones, but I don't really foresee us eating all of these. We'll see. Shower done and pleasantly surprised that the green actually came off without a lot of effort too. Not me sitting down at my desk to write a task list and then immediately getting distracted by Instagram. It's cool. This is very common happening for me and it doesn't make me very pleased. But I'm just trying to be mindful of the time because I want to make sure that I have plenty of time to prepare our little mummy hot dogs because they're cute and I want to make sure that they are essentially like fresh out of the oven when people start getting here. I don't want to be getting them out of the oven when people are here, but I want them to be like as warm as possible. This also assumes people show up on time, which yeah, But otherwise I'm in one of those kind of like stasis points where you're just kind of waiting around to do something because you can't start it now because it needs to be ready at a certain time and it takes a certain amount of time and just... So I don't want to get stuck into anything that takes me too long or I can't just drop because I want to be able to drop it to go and do the thing that requires a certain amount of time, that one that I want to have ready at a particular time. It's just frustrating. So I think I will go and populate my journal the next week because then at least that is done and figure out maybe some of my tasks for tomorrow. And then once I've done that, I'm going to jump into Notion. Alrighty, I wrote myself a list. I remembered that it's the first of the month and thus analytics day and took my analytics down at like 2 o'clock. I can't believe it's already 2 o'clock. My time is slipping through my fingers. I was so sure that I was going to be able to do stuff today that wasn't just like getting the house ready for having guests over and having a shower and drying my hair. But it's kind of starting to look like maybe that's not the case. We still have time. It's only, what, 2:20 right now? So there's an hour and 20 minutes until people are due to arrive, welcome to arrive, whatnot. And who really arrives on time? Certainly not me most of the time, but I do want to make sure that everything's ready for 4 o'clock. So for now, we're gonna go downstairs. We're gonna have a little bit of food, maybe a bevy because I am parched, and then we will see how much time we have left over. T-minus 50 minutes. The pastry is defrosting so that I can make my mini mummy hot dogs. They're cute. I love them. Well, they will be cute. They don't exist yet. And I'm just feeling a little chilly, so I'm gonna go and get a cardigan. And then it'll just be last minute prep type things and hang out until my friends get here. Actually, what I do want to do is go and find an ultimate werewolf checklist because I just feel like it might be helpful for whoever's doing the moderator role to know the different potential player types and their kind of roles or like what they do and whether or not they have to wake up in the night and the order they wake up in. I had to look around to see if I could find a like official wake order or a reference. They don't really seem to have one, so I guess we'll just use the thing that's in the box, but it's just got so many words. Like I just want a really simple list. Probably should have thought about this sooner, but it didn't. But it's also not technically my event, it's Vogel's event, so maybe he should have thought of it sooner.
Hello.
Vogel's got his Hellfire Club shirt on for Halloween. Looking super cute.
Thank you for my makeup.
You're welcome. Want to bat your eyes at us? He doesn't know how to bat his eyes, but he's still a cutie. Vogel's making his deviled eggs that look like pumpkins. I'm making the mummy dog. These guys are going good. Vogel has made his little cuties. And I just realized that it is 5 minutes of 4. My time management is so shocking sometimes. It's cool. Just wrapping these up, then they'll be in the oven, and then people will be here, and it'll all be good. our event went really well. It was a lot of fun, and I think we need to have a longer dedicated werewolf day, especially because when people first show up, you know, you're chatting, catching up, having some food, all that kind of thing. So we didn't actually get into gameplay until like 6 o'clock, despite the fact that we started at 4, which meant that we only had like 3-ish hours of gameplay once you factor in dinner and all of that type thing. But it was a really good time. We had some very good rounds of werewolf. Which round was your favorite?
I definitely enjoyed the one where I moderated just because watching it all unfold. But I don't really have a favorite, but what I did enjoy was letting people just like they had the cards and they picked what went in, so like we didn't know.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that worked really well.
I liked the one where there was effectively a stalemate at the end. So we technically had enough villagers to not lose to the werewolves, but one of the villagers was a pacifist, so they would never vote in majority. Like, the pacifist doesn't vote. So you could never vote a werewolf out, because the werewolf won't vote for themselves. Their werewolf friend won't vote for them, and the pacifist won't vote.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was kind of funny. I also enjoyed the one where the werewolves eliminated me on the very first night, but I was the tanner, so I won.
Yeah, that was funny.
That one was really good. But nah, you'd do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you enjoy our Halloween decorating?
Oh, I loved Halloween decorating with you.
Yeah.
She does such a good job, everyone.
What I don't love is how much cleanup there's going to be, but that's a future us problem. What are you doing now?
I'm playing a little bit of Pokemon before bed.
Yeah, just doing a little unwind type thing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here in a mild food coma. I eat it too much and I'm dead.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Then after your Pokemon, what are we going to do?
Go to bed.
Yeah. So what are we going to say now?
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I am excited because today we are making sushi. I am less excited because I need to get out of bed right now. We also have the book club meeting today, which is going to be good. And it's kind of nice that I already got to have a conversation about the book with Erin's book club because they read the same book as us. Also, less excitingly, is that we definitely still need to tidy up downstairs. It's a bit of a mess. But also Vogel typically takes care of the tidy up. He specifically says just like, go away, leave me alone. I'm going to put on some telly, watch my shows, and tidy the whole thing up. I'm like, okay, thanks. We're keeping the exercise streak alive though. We're getting up and we're going out. And I think that the fresh air will do me good because I'm feeling very bleh. But in order to do that, I do have to get out of bed. How'd your walk go?
It was good.
Yeah? What was the best part?
The company.
Aw, sweet. And now what's happening?
I'm going to tidy up downstairs. It's not too bad.
It could definitely be worse. But
Yeah.
I'm going to have breakfast, have a shower, then go to the book club meeting.
Yay!
Feeling fresh, feeling clean, feeling mostly ready for our book club meeting. I'm so glad that I tidied up my desk the other day because it is so much nicer coming in here with it looking only slightly messy compared to what it could have looked like. Especially given after the book club meeting, I'm probably going to do a couple of things at my computer before we go and make sushi. I love making sushi for dinners because sushi's like essentially my favorite food, but it does take a while. So in terms of when we're able to make it, it's usually a Sunday thing, and it's usually like a Sunday where we don't have anything else going on. For now though, time to sit down and discuss the book. I quite enjoyed the book. I didn't personally feel like the steamier scene kind of like fit the vibe of the rest of the book. I didn't really feel like it needed to be there. I wasn't necessarily opposed to having it, but it felt shoehorned in to please someone else rather than super necessary to the story. But in general, I still enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5. Our book club meeting was most enjoyable. A lot of people had a lot of thoughts, it always makes for a good discussion, which is really great. If you wanted to join the book club though, we would love to have you. You can either use the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. It's free to join, it's fully online. You don't have to read every single book, but we do have one a month, and it's going to be happening next year as well. So come join us. For now though, I need to go downstairs and think about prepping sushi ingredients because the sushi will not make itself. Jokes, I think that Vogel realized we didn't have enough sushi rice, so he has gone out to get that, which means I'm taking the opportunity to prep my overnight oats. I think that making the decision to just make overnight oats my default breakfast for the entire Q4 was actually a fairly smart one because 1, I enjoy it, 2, it's easy, which means 3, it doesn't take that much time. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time to actually make them, but it also means it doesn't take time thinking about like, oh, what should I have for breakfast next week? What should I meal prep for breakfast this week? All of that kind of admin is also taken out of it, which given that this point of the year is the busy season, it's nice to have that as kind of like just an easy default. I have also prepared myself some building blocks for Snackle Plate, in particular my 2 squares of chocky because I like to have a little sweet treat, and my pretzels. I find that pre-weighing it out just means that Future just tips it onto a plate, and that's like at least a third of her lunch. Nice and easy. And I started doing some tidying up, mainly just collecting bits and pieces together and just putting them into the pumpkins and such for safekeeping, and taking down the cobwebs and putting my jingle bells back up because my jingle bells are an all-year installation. I'm kind of tempted to keep my missing people wall up though because it's kind of funny. Look at how much nicer our floor looks. Vogel got home. He did the vacuuming for us. Thank you, Vogel. I made myself a little lavender lemonade, and now it's time to prep the ingredients for the sushi. We have ingredients, and some more ingredients, and some more ingredients, and some more ingredients, and Vogel. And it's time to make sushi. The sushi is made and chilling in the fridge, and I am very excited about eating it later when watching the last episode of Stranger Things, but I am determined. The aim of the game for this week was to get the digital recipe book done. So we're going to be taking a 3-step process to get it done. First of all, acknowledge the fact that you are not quite where you would like to be with it, and that is okay. I have acknowledged that. Secondly is going to be acknowledging the fact that I have gotten other things done this week, so I can still be proud of the progress I'm making, even if it isn't necessarily exactly what I said I wanted my focus to be at the start of the week. We got work done, we got the house decorated for Halloween, we then got the house undecorated for Halloween and put all of the decorations away, and in between the decorating and undecorating, we had friends over, and we had a very enjoyable afternoon and evening. And now, the third step is to just kind of lean into Parkinson's law. Oftentimes with a lot of projects that we give ourselves, they take up as much time as you give them. Like if you give yourself a full 2 hours to put away the laundry, you're gonna drag your feet and you're not gonna get that stuff put away very promptly. Whereas if you set yourself a timer for say 20 minutes and hold yourself to that time, often we're really surprised how much we can get done. So given the fact that it is now 2:40, I want to have it in the shop by 4:30. We're gonna see if I can do it. I believe in myself. I believe this can happen. I just need to be focused. And the more I think about it, the more I'm trying to talk myself out of it. No, we're getting this done. The first thing is to go through and just make sure that the recipes in here are actually ones that I want to have in the final product, because these are just supposed to be examples. I don't need to have every single recipe in my recipe notion. And I think that having like 50 would be a good amount. So I'm going to go through, pick out all my favorites, see how many that is, and then work from there. Alrighty, it's now 2:50 or 2:51, and I've gone and selected the recipes that are going to be the example recipes. So now I just want to go through all of those quite quickly, make sure that all the information in there is all good for people, because even though they're just going to be example recipes, I still want them to be recipes that people can read. Because a lot of these come out of my own recipe book, it means that there are possibly some shortcuts in the way we've written things down and stuff like that, or notes that aren't really applicable to other people. So going through, making sure I've checked all of those, and then we can look at getting it listed. Thankfully, checking them doesn't require a lot of jumping around. I just press on the open and side peek kind of button for each of them and then go through each and make sure that everything looks okay. Going through all of those took about 10 to 12 minutes, and now I'm making the listing picture because I figured that one was an easy one to set up. Honestly, my listing pictures aren't the most exciting thing, but I've got a format and it works. I know that the entire of the little shop needs a bit of a facelift, but that is not a right now problem. That is a distraction. We're not doing that right now. What is probably most important to make though is a video that describes how to use the template, just because I want people who grab this to be able to start using it right away. I don't want them to have to like upskill to be able to use it, and honestly you don't really need a lot of upskilling. It's just how to create new recipes and how to access them after the fact. But a little video tutorial I think wouldn't go amiss, like a quick start guide kind of thing. So I'm gonna make that now. That one wasn't too hard to film. It was just like walking through it and explaining the different sections and how to use it. Now I need to edit it so it's coherent. That little tutorial video is exporting now. And of course, as I was going through and making that, I realized that we had a double up in the recipe book. We had like 2 coleslaw recipes randomly, which means I not only have to fix that in the one that's going to be in the little shop, but also my personal recipe book. I don't need to have 2 coleslaw recipes that like they're literally the exact same. They just have a different cover picture. And because the picture that I made for the shop listing says, oh yeah, 70 plus recipes, but now I have 70 recipes, I'm going to go and add another recipe in. So it is actually 70 plus. I know I said I was only going to do 50, but I couldn't narrow it down. So it's all good. More recipes. I don't remember what my last check-in was. It is now 4:05. We have 25 minutes. We have uploaded the tutorial video. We are writing the shop listing, and then I just need to make the document or the PDF that people get access to once they purchase the thing. The general idea is purchase the recipe book, get emailed a download link for the document, because the document tells you like how do you actually access the template? How do you get it into your own Notion? Where is the tutorial video? Like it gives you all that. So then I just need to write that one up. Yeah, it's 4:20 and it's done. That's 10 minutes to spare. See, this is the thing. I just stuff around too much. While that is probably true, I do also get a lot of stuff done, but I'm not gonna lie, I was genuinely worried. We were gonna get to the end of this week and it just wasn't gonna be finished and I was gonna feel really meh about myself, but it is up in the little shop. It is available for purchase. So if you want a digital recipe book, I'm just saying, I have one in the little shop. It's linked in the description box, or you can scan the QR code on screen to nab yourself one. But that one has a bunch of my favorite recipes, a bunch of my meal prep appropriate ones, the ones that I've been using on my health journey this year and such. For now though, I am going to write myself a list of things to do tomorrow because there are certainly plenty that needs to be done. There always is on a Monday. And then I'm going to go downstairs and play some Xbox with Vogel, or just like hang out with him for a bit. I think that'd be a nice way to spend some time before we have dinner. Also got to write in our meals for next week. So tonight we're having sushi. Tomorrow we're also having sushi because we made sufficient for 2 nights in a row. On Tuesday we're having what we're calling Asian medley, which is essentially prawn dumplings, miso soup, maybe some tamagoyaki or something like that. We're starting off very Asian heavy in the week. I'm not mad about it. I like Asian food. Wednesday, we're having antipasta. On Thursday, typically we would be out because it would be date night, but date night isn't until Saturday. So Saturday is out. On Thursday instead, we're gonna have chicken cashew, which is stir fry, or cashew chicken. And then on Friday, we're having Asian beef tacos. We didn't really proofread this to see how much Asian food we were having in the week. Again, I'm not mad about it. It's going to be delicious. Typically, when we do a meal plan, we do a Saturday through to Friday because Vogel will, in theory, go get the groceries on a Saturday. So that means we don't have anything for Sunday just yet, but it's all good. Stay tuned and see what we eat because that's obviously the most riveting part of these videos, right? Despite the fact that I am an incredibly fussy eater, I am also very food focused. So like anytime we go away, like on holiday or something, I'm always very mindful of like, oh, but what are we gonna eat? Food is a big topic of conversation for me. For now though, it's games time. Gaming was most enjoyable, but now it is time for sushi and Stranger Things. And we're gonna officially finish season 4 and be ready for season 5, just a month ahead of time. The sushi was so good. And we also had popcorn because the Stranger Things episode is 2.5 hours long, or 2 hours 20, whatever. But we're about an hour something in. Vogel hasn't set up any of his journal for November though, so we're going to migrate to the table and do some journal setups while we watch. You excited to get your setup done?
Yes. It's been annoying not being able to write in my journal.
Well, you only have to wait like 25 days. It's not that long. It's not going to be that bad, I guess. A most enjoyable evening though, but now it's pretty much time to think about going to bed. It's like 9:30-ish. Vogel's just doing some dishes and I'm gonna write a couple more notes in my journal for next week, mainly surrounding my priorities list, and I really think that the main priority for next week should probably be Vlogmas. If the hour and a half it took to get the Notion recipe book onto the website today taught me anything, it's that I can definitely get more done with my time than I have been letting myself do, or getting away with not doing. I don't know how the English on that works, but hopefully you get what I mean. It would be really cool to get to the end of next week having way more on Vlogmas done. Like right now I'm 1 video ahead. It would be nice to be like 3 or 4 ahead. I'm gonna set a proper goal for myself in the morning. But given the fact that pretty much as soon as Vogel comes upstairs, we're gonna be getting into bed. Now for something completely different. There are 3 main tasks that well, bam! Alrighty. I'm feeling pretty good about what I accomplished today. I probably would have liked to have done... Whoa. I'm not good at holding this with my left hand. Obviously.
Hey, cool cats. Let's try and hold this steady. We'll do another take. Sorry, team. That's a blooper.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. That was a weird tone. Let's go back. Walkie went well, and now I am back. Showered. Breakfast. No. I have the keys. It is time for a tidy timey lapse. Timey lapse? No, it's not. Consult my list from last day. Yes, last day. Which means Vogel and I are gonna go we're gonna do something. That's not what we're gonna do anything, but it's cool words and stuff. Turns out that due to the miscommunication, I'll do dinner on Tuesday. Wow.
I'm going to tell you what my favourite thing about walking in the morning is. It's walking with my bee.
Aww. That's kind of cute.
And checking her out.
Oh dear. It's because I'm like super foxy in this hat.
Definitely the hat.
Definitely the hat. And Thursday we're having... What are we having?
It's... But yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried in the middle there that we weren't gonna get this done. But yes, the digital recipe book is up in the little shop. That one's linked in the description box below if you wanted to check it out. And it feels really good to have another project fully checked off my list, especially given there's like 25 goals on my list for this quarter. If you wanted to see how I've been getting on with my other goals though, then this playlist is the next one to check out. That one has all of our videos for the Change Your Life Challenge thus far, so click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.